Hey guys, so season's pretty much in the next few days, and it would just be interesting on what's the difference between season 1 and season 2, or let's be more particular, season 1 versus season 2 and what to expect. Well, the easiest way of looking at this is so far what season 2 offers, and thanks to this Reddit post from Jake Lucky Masters, he's put in pretty much the 10 legendary items that are available. That's pretty much it. Because 2.1.2 patch has already been released at the end of season 1, we're looking at basically these legendaries, which are the 3 legendary gems, which one is the XP one, and then the other 2 are defensive ones. So I'm not really going to go specifically on the legendary items. Then you have a legendary potion, and then all the rest are pretty much class specific legendaries. So that's pretty much what content is going to be in season 2. So will that mean that season 2 is not going to be better than season 1? I don't think necessarily that's the case, and I think that's not the right question to particularly ask. Obviously right now probably the most anticipated item is the bracer for the monk, and I think a lot of people are going to be using the monk this season just because of this bracer and the monk actually being quite heavily buffed. It is going to be probably one of the best classes, probably in parity with the demon hunter. I think the real question is has Blizzard learnt from the mistakes they made in season 1, and will they rectify that in season 2? And unfortunately, signs have shown that they haven't. I think most of the mistakes done in season 1 are forgivable, considering how many people came back to the game in season 1. And that season 2.1 was actually a pretty good patch. And I think it's forgivable because they were still learning on kind of what people wanted, and more particularly I think that kind of big debate of casual versus you know, the elite type of players that are going for ladder and trying to cater for in between. So I think the first thing is that season 2 is going to kind of start like season 1, where there is no time frame. We don't know how long it will actually take. I don't think it'll take similar to what season 1 did in regards to almost 6 months. It was like 5 months or something like that. I think it will stay as true to like a season, obviously maybe 3 months or so, but still not kind of knowing the time frame, especially to people that want to hit ladder. They don't know how much time they're really going to invest in this particular game, and can season 2 ladder look respectable at the end? I think the other thing is that the XP exploit in season 1 was huge at the particular time, but I think a lot of players kind of just kept on progressing. There was a few players that went offline, but I think majority of the people that got the buzz of 2.1 still kept on playing. In fact, it was 2.1.1 where you started seeing players slowly stop playing season 1. And that was just because there was no more content, and probably because season 1 didn't really have a time frame on there. I think that season 2 is going to fall through that same hole because we've already experienced 2.1.2 for the last 3 weeks. Sorry, it was 3 weeks of the end of season 1 and the last week just now. So it's about a month's worth of play that we've already absorbed this content. Where I'm leading is that the only solution Blizzard does is they add more content because that's what's the demand of the community. But adding content in a competitive ladder can actually destroy what really the ladder looks like, and how respectable can the person that became number 1 be and grab the title of season 2, if that makes sense. What I'm trying to refer to is that 2.1.1 drastically changed the trial key system, and people that already saved up greater rift keys were in much more of an advantage, because 2.1.1 made it harder to acquire higher greater rift keys. But furthermore, when they actually released 2.1.2, it destroyed the builds such as the conduit barb charge. Barb, the only way they got higher greater rifts was they just ran through and hopefully got a conduit and used it on the boss. Even though that was a bit controversial, it still defined what Season 1 was. Not fully, but in some aspects of what the barb was. It also was a reflection of the Demon Hunter from moving to a cold base to that invincible lightning Demon Hunter with the Hell Trapper, as long as you were able to mash the buttons enough and had cooldown reduction and so on like that. They were the iconic feels, and the build, and even the Marauder, the 6-piece Marauder set, was what made Season 1 Season 1. The problem is Blizzard implemented 2.1.2 because they only offered the community 2 options on delaying, or that they would have to release season patch 2.1.2 so that they could release Season 2 on time. Now, it just makes the ladder of Season 1 not look respectable, because it was a completely different season. And in fact, it's what Season 2 is now. So what this shows is that the mistakes that was done in Season 1 will probably most likely happen in Season 2. It will get to a point where the buzz of so many people playing Season 2 will stop playing it because there is no more content. They will implement drastic changes that completely change the feel of what Season 2 is, just to keep the player base. And it will destroy what the ladder is, in my opinion. Usually I try to be as positive in these particular cases, but it just seems that Season 2 at the moment doesn't really offer that much or anything different to what Season 1 is. And I think Season 1, the mistakes were made, or you don't even have to call them mistakes. What occurred in Season 1 should have been a learning curve for Blizzard. So it really is up to yourself if you want to actually play Season 2. But you've already been playing technically Season 2 the last 4 weeks, with the exemption of those 10 items that I showed you. So, have some fun. Use a monk. Try to... I mean, what else you can say is that that's the highlight of what Season 2 is going to be. It's going to be a reflection of Season 1. That's my opinion. If you disagree, feel free to put comment. If you like the video, if it actually sparks an interest of chat, just put it through, because I would prefer everyone's opinion as opposed to my own individual one. So thanks guys for watching.